Sorry guys, my recording cut off again. My phone shut off, so I had to do that real quickly. Like I said, Bakugo wins and stuff. He wins. It's now Todoroki versus Deku, and Deku, like, he doesn't actually. I'll explain it later. Endeavor does a speech about make Shoto use his ice, and Deku says, "Bro, I don't give two flying motherfucking fucks about you, okay? Leave me the fuck alone. You second place, good for nothing father. I didn't even have a father. He did, and he had to deal with you. God, I would kill myself. Oh, I wouldn't kill myself. I would leave and never return if I wasn't Todoroki." And like Endeavor gets pissed, and Deku says, "Hey, if you hurt me, you're going to jail. I'm a minor. You can't do shit. You can't do shit." So Endeavor is like even more pissed, but he knows he actually can't hurt him, because it would be weird if, you know, Deku showed up with burns all over him. So Endeavor he just walks away in a big huff, and he excuse me. You know, Deku walks up on stage. He does all of that. He doesn't really do a speech. And I'm saying that before midnight, when midnight said start, Deku, he did his teleportation hole to like dodge what's his name, Todoroki's attack. I don't know why I'm like, yelling. He does that to dodge Todoroki's attack, and while that's happening, he uses his shadow storage box, and they just see this big ass blade, just sort of resting on Deku's shoulders, and like people say, "Is this allowed?" And no, Aizawa's no, not Aizawa. President Mike says, "Is this allowed?" And what's his name? Aizawa says, if he summoned, like knights with armor, a knight with a big ass sword, and archers, like, I don't see any problem. It's a part of his quirk. So, and then Todoroki blasts another ice attack, and Deku swings, and I'm saying this is like sort of a light swing, and he only uses one. No, I'm saying he has to use two hands, because the abilities don't work without two hands, and it's a little on the heavy side, even for him. Even for the Black Knight, it's a little on the heavy side. What was I saying? Crap. Yeah, he swings, and like a big just gust, the wind pressure cracks the stadium in half. Well, not in half, but like, there's a slice down it, and like the ice is gone. It just disappeared at this point, and like the slash reached all the way over to the wall, and that's pretty far. And so Deku goes in for another slash. Well, not another slash. He goes in for another slash, but um, Todoroki does another like ice attack, and it actually catches Deku, but I'm I'm just making a BS as I go. Um, he has shadow flames because remember it's complete shadow manipulation. And these shadow flames are cold to the like not cold, but you can't it's not burning you, but it's hot. It's sort of it's sort of when you have fire on your hand, not fire on your hands. Um, I don't know how to explain it. Whatever. He does that. It slowly melts the ice, but but Deku's also using his physical strength, and he breaks out of the ice easily. And Toto's like, "What?" Todoroki's like, "What?" And Deku sort of just makes this black fireball, and he just lines it across was it his sword, and it catches on like it doesn't catch on fire, but you just see black flames, black flames coming off it. And Todoroki says, "I'm screwed." Like he even knows when to quit. Because since after like the prison, he actually like missed Midoriya. Because he was because Midoriya actually like somewhat help him cope with his daddy issues, and Todoroki says, "Okay, I quit, and Midnight says, and this was what is it? Deku had sort of his blade like right next to him, like right in front of Todoroki, and Deku Midnight says, "Izuku Midoriya wins!" And everybody's just cheering, and they're somewhat frightened somewhat frightened because of this kid. And I'm saying that Todoroki actually Deku like does help him cope during the fight, but he doesn't talk. He sort of just he doesn't gesture. He sort of does so it's like telepathic, but it's like that. It's a look of like you when you look at that when you look at that person a certain way, they know what you're saying just from that look. And so he pretty much does the same speech, but Todoroki gets it, but he still doesn't use his fire. And Deku puts his sword back into the portal thing, and now it's Deku versus Bakugo. And I'm saying that Bakugo has like better explosions. I did say he had bigger explosions. And Bakugo says, "Come on, Deku. Fight me. Come on, fight me. This is our once and final chance to fight. Well, this is our first chance to fight. Come on, let's do this. Give it your all." And Deku says, "If I gave it my all, I would split the earth in two." No, he said, "If I give it my all, I would level Japan. Just straight up level Japan with just one swing." And, he's not being cocky. Like, he doesn't have, like, that cocky attitude. He's being, like, dead nut serious. And everybody's just frightened on how powerful this kid is. I need some water. So yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just really thirsty. So it's Bakugo versus Deku. He does all of that. And Deku, cause I'm also saying, cause he doesn't really need the bow. I mean, he doesn't really need a physical bow. He makes he sort of uses the shadows around him, to make like a physical, like you can actually touch it bow. Excuse me. Like it's physical, you can touch it. He does that. And he makes like a quiver and arrows. And everybody's just surprised because they think he only had the sword. Well, no, they didn't think he only had the sword, but they didn't know that he could literally just make a bow and arrows. So Midnight says start. Deku just starts letting off arrows, and I'm saying he can do 3 at a time. He does 3 at a time. He grabs 3 out. He pulls his bow back. He releases all 3 at the same time, and Bakugo dodges them, but then Deku just starts loading off, and I'm saying he pretty much has infinite arrows at this point. But the only downside is to this power. No, there's no downside. Well, there is one downside, is the way you can only get this power, by having a special gene. He does that. He just starts unloading on Bakugo. Bakugo's dodging and stuff. Sorry. Bakugo dodges and stuff, and he finally gets hit by one on the shoulder. His shoulder is knocked out of place. Like, it's not knocked out of place, but it's like it's paralyzed. And he can't do anything for his arm to be not paralyzed anymore. So Bakugo just starts letting off explosions, doing his howitzer impact. I don't know howitzer? I don't know how to say it. Howitzer impact. He does that, but Deku just starts unloading in the middle. But because of this, the arrows just sort of go flying because of the pressure, but one actually hits Bakugo and sends Bakugo flying. Like, it doesn't kill him, but it just sends him flying out of the ring unconscious. Because when the arrow actually hit Bakugo, he just barely touched him. He was unconscious, and just sent him flying. And and Midnight says Izuku Midori wins. Winner of the sports festival. Well, not winner, but Izuku Midoriya wins. And so Izuku, undoes his bow, and he sort of makes this. It's not cocaine. What am I saying? It's sort of those things that help you, wake up. I don't know what they're really called. Not like, it's when you break it and smell it. He does that to Bakugo. Bakugo wakes up. He knows that he's out of the ring. He does sort of he does a punch to the ground, but also letting off an explosion. He said, "Damn it, I lost." Because I'm actually making Bakugo more chill in this than any others. He said, "Damn it, I lost." And Izuku says, "It's okay, Bakugo. You'll have to get stronger to do this." We got 22 minutes left. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't know if I'm gonna do 2 videos today. I probably am, just to get it out of the way. So yeah. He does all of that. What else? Yeah, it's the medal ceremony and stuff, and Deku. Yeah, no, because no one really knows about his armor other than the teachers, Bakugo, and that sort of club. He goes over the podium. He gets the first place medal on him. Then Bakugo, then Tokiyami, because Todoroki didn't win, because this was before the finals. These were the semifinals, right? Yes, the semifinals. And Bakugo isn't chained up like how he is. He's not like really that mad. Well, he is somewhat mad, just because he lost, but he isn't really like mad that he didn't. 'Cause I don't know why he was mad in the first place. Maybe because Deku lost to Todoroki. I don't really remember. So yeah. What else? Oh god. Also, I'm gonna be using this picture for most of my what ifs, except for the new one that I'm gonna make, because I actually have two ideas. I've already done the first, the first idea, and then I'm gonna do my second one. So yeah. What else? Yeah, it's the award ceremony. He gets first place. He gets the first gold medal. And, and when pretty much everything goes same to, not canon except for Todoroki and the Bakugo fights. And so he teleports Momo to him and kisses her right there in front of everybody while the cameras are still live. And Momo accepts this kiss, but when they stop kissing, she goes red, covers his face with both of her hands, and Bakugo just starts chuckling. I don't want to do a laugh because it would just sound creepy, but he chuckles and says, dang Deku, I didn't know you were that blunt. Well, not blunt, but I didn't know you were that straightforward. And Chaco, sees this obviously, and and she's like, that beach with my man? Oh, hell no. And Mr. Yaruzu saw this, and he's like, okay. I mean, he's the winner of the sports festival. He must be strong. Even if he doesn't come from a wealthy family. I don't care. All of that. I'm saying all of that. Now it's time for... You know what? Yeah, it's after the sports festival. Momo, Bakugo, Todoroki, Denki, Kirishima, their sort of group. They all went out to celebrate, and Deku says, stuff is on me. Well, somewhat on me. You guys are still gonna have to pay. I don't have that much money. I have money. I have bank. I have $2,000, but I can't spend a lot. Okay, leave me alone. I have to have this food stuff rest. And Todoroki says, "Don't worry, I got it. I stole Endeavor's credit card." And he's like, "Thanks, Todoroki." He's actually happy because he doesn't really have to pay, and he doesn't really want Momo to pay. And, he actually hates somewhat hates Endeavor. Everybody, their friend group does, because, they know what happened and stuff. But yeah, um, they go out. You know, they don't drink obviously, but they have like a good time. They party, and so they all end up back at Izuku's house, his place, and you know, he says, "Okay, so I got some futons, some." I got some futons, I got some blankets, you know, stuff like that, and you know, you guys, pillows, you know, you guys can sleep on the couch, you can sleep on the floor, sleep wherever, except for my room, Kirshi's rooms, Denki's, and Bakugo's. I mean, mine and Momo's room. He sort of gives that like devilish grin, and Momo just goes red, and she says, "Izuku, don't say that." And she steps on his foot, like not hard, but like steps, and he's like, "Ow!" But totally worth it. And he's just holding up his you know, because I'm actually making. He's not that cold, but he you know, he's cold, but he doesn't. It's like a cold to people that actually like really don't know him. And this is the only time where he can actually be himself. You know, like, just make jokes and stuff. And, you know, like, all of them just stay over. Aizawa was obviously not there. And he says, "Oh, okay, guys, night." And he just grabs Momo. "Come on, we're going back to my room." And remember, they're not in college. I'm not gonna obviously do a naughty scene. I'm okay. I'm trying to be PG here, PG-13. So yeah. What else? What else? You know, he actually has, you know, because since they were dating, Momo actually brought over some, like, you know, PJs and, you know, just clothes that that she might need, you know, just to be safe. And she throws on, well, Deku takes a shower. He comes out in, you know, PJs, pretty much PJs, and Momo goes to take a shower. She comes out in PJs, and you know, they both go to sleep in the same bed. Remember, they're not in college. They're not 18. I'm not gonna do that. Most of my what ifs are gonna be, you know, to canon. And they're not gonna be, you know, college. Okay, like I do know how to make a story like of them in college. I'm just not gonna do that. Okay, leave me alone. So yeah, they go to sleep. They wake up the next day, and I'm saying that if you guys haven't seen Spoons, sort of Deku spoons. Deku's the big spoon and Momo's the little spoon. They just spoon. If you look it up, okay. They spoon, and you know, Deku has his arm wrapped around what's Momo? Sorry, I'm just really tired today. Has her arm wrapped around Momo. Has his arm wrapped around Momo, not her. Has his arm wrapped around Momo. And, you know, they wake up. Momo's, like, goes a little bit red, but, like, and I'm saying the sports festival, well, actually, no, they don't have, I'm saying that they have a day off because, you know, just to rest. Because of how far they push themselves. And, okay, you know, Deku goes to get up, and then Momo just pulls her back. No, 5 more minutes. Want to stay like this for 5 more minutes. Like, she may be rich and she may, like, get up on time, but, like, she's, like, tired. And she's like, no, sleep, snuggles, like that. So, you know, Deku, he stays in bed with Momo. They snuggle for a little bit more, and then they get up. Deku goes to take a shower. He comes out in pretty much this. Pretty much he wears this all the time. But he does change it up a couple times. You know, instead of the gray shirt, it's red or black or white. But he always wears black jeans, the black jacket, and he always has the piercings. He comes out. I'm saying he's wearing a white shirt this time. He comes out, and then Momo goes in. She takes a shower, gets changed, comes out wearing, just some normal clothes. I don't want to find a picture right now. Okay, I'm really tired. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do most of my ships with Momo. Maybe not. I don't know. But I know in the next what if, new what if that I'm gonna do, like just to give you like some diversity. I know who the ship's gonna be, so don't comment. Anyway. So yeah. They get up, they go down, and like this is not like early. This is sort of like not noon, but this is around like 9 a.m. Everybody's up. They put back the futons, blankets, and pillows. Cause Deku told them the rules of like, you have to put your stuff back. Like I'm not gonna do it. If you don't clean up, you're never coming back. He does that, and I'm saying that there's a gate, like there's a fence around the pool, and stuff like that. And so yeah, I'm saying that. Everybody's up. They put their stuff back. Momo and Deku go down. Deku actually Momo's on his shoulders. Sort of in that like sleepy. And Deku says, "Come on, babe, get up." And she's like, "No, I'm really tired. I pushed myself too far for the sports festival." And he says, "Babe, if you don't get up, I'm not cooking breakfast." And she's like, "Okay, I'm up." And like nobody knows why she's like, I'm up," like that. And she goes to sit down, and she tells everybody to sit down so they can eat. And so I'm also saying this. He summons shadow chefs. Because like knights and archers actually do need like chefs like out there. So this is like, they are gourmet chefs, not somewhat gourmet chefs, whatever. They start making food with the Zuku. you know, they make some like pretty good breakfast. I'm saying it's like it's a good, because I've actually had this sandwich before. It's a good sandwich if you're not like vegan or anything. So it's a it's egg, bacon on on with on toasted what's it called, sourdough bread with melted, what's it called, with melted garlic butter on it, and it's so good. If you guys never had that, trust me, it's good. And you know, he actually makes it like healthy. You know, he does all of that, but this is like gourmet, so it looks fancy. And you know, he adds some sides. You know, he adds some sides as, you know, like a, not a salad. What else? He adds hash browns. It's just hash browns and sausage. You know, like a good healthy breakfast. Somewhat healthy. Okay, leave me alone. The sandwich is awesome. And believe it or not, sourdough is actually a lot healthier than it's a lot more healthy than white. Okay? Leave me alone. Sourdough is so good. I know I just keep talking about sourdough. Anyway, next. You know, they eat. They say, this is delicious. And evil Bakugo says, this is delicious. Like, even he's surprised. And I'm saying that because I'm saying it, when he was in his mindscape, when he was in his mindscape, he what's it called? The Black Knight taught him how to cook, because even he knew how to cook. You know, like good food. He taught him how to like cook good food. So yeah, and plus the shadow chefs, you know. And you know, they take one bite. You know, they say it's delicious, and you know, they just sort of they eat it. They're full. Like, it was so good. Deku, he actually has, you know, he has the same thing. And so yeah. You know, they just really just chill out that day. Hang out. I know I'm sort of make this stretch long, but you know, I just don't want this series to go too quickly, even though I'm doing an hour, like each episode pretty much an hour long. And sorry if these episodes are going to be cut up, because either my phone has shut off or someone interrupts me. So yeah. Anyway, it's the next day. They all get to class, and Aizawa says, the you know, the top, you know, it's time for internships, and I'm saying, yeah, I'm just saying it's time. It's time for your internships, and Deku, he gets, I'm gonna say, as always says, first is Todoroki. No, Todoroki got 300. No, Todoroki got 200 invitations. Bakugo got 300. Midoriya got 500. He says that. And Deku is flipping through, you know, he flips through, what is it called? He flips through, and then he can't really find anybody, because, you know, he doesn't, no one really has his quirk. So yeah. He goes over to Momo, and he asks, who are you gonna internship with? And she says, I'm actually gonna internship with, oh god, I'm gonna say Ryuk. No, who's in Hosu? You know what? No, I'm gonna say she says I'm gonna internship with Dragon Hero Ryuku. I don't remember her name. The Dragon Hero. Um, and he says, okay, I'll come with you. And she says, no, you don't have to. And like, um, Deku says, there is literally no one like me. Like out here, there's no one like me. Um, and he also says, not he doesn't say he says, I also want to be closer to you, just to keep you safe. And he does that. She gets red. You know, like pretty much everybody saw this, and they're just dead silent. And and then Hochako is furious. I'm only gonna call her Hochako for just a couple. You know, a couple of my what ifs. Excuse me. So yeah, I got 1 more minute. So you know, I'm just gonna do this for plot. Ryuk's agency is in Hosu, just for plot. They both go to Hosu, and you know, the pretty much the pretty much Hosu city attack happened, and Ryuk says, I don't care if you take the credit, just go, use your quirk, save people. She's like, I don't care at this point, go save people. You know, because she knows that Deku is strong, and he tells Momo to hop on his back. Yeah, and he's wearing the armor. So he starts running, and he's fast. And so he's fast. You know, he gets around to he gets around to see Ida getting attacked by Stain. I'm going to try to get this out quickly because, you know, my timer just ended. He lets off, he tells Momo to get off his back, and then he pulls the sword out of, you know, shadows. And also this is at nighttime, so, you know. And he goes to, you know, he does a slash, and this is a big, he does like a normal slash, and Stain's, he doesn't see this, but he feels like something with just just powerful, and he looks up to see Izuku swing, and it just barely, Stain just barely dodges it, and you just see this giant crater, not crater, just this giant like crack, and Stain's like, you kid, what are you doing here? And and then Izuku says, I'm here to save a classmate. Even though he disgusts me, he's a classmate after all. And Ida's like, what did you... And then Deku just gives him just this glare of like, bro, shut up or I'm breaking your back. Like, shut up or I'm gonna mess you up. And Ida just stays quiet. And Stain sort of does his monologue, like, the only person who can defeat me is All Might. And Deku says All Might isn't anything special. He betrayed me. He betrayed me. I was his closest apprentice. I was his apprentice. Okay? He betrayed me. I was sent to prison. Because, I was sent to prison on false charges. Yay! He didn't believe me. His apprentice. And Stan's like, what? Yeah, I was his apprentice. We were close. We're not anymore. I was sent to prison for 2 months, 3 months. I don't remember how many months I said. Whatever many months, however many months I said. And Stain sort of just goes into this, what? No, this can't be true, right? Right? He sort of goes into that. Oh, he just have an existential crisis. I don't remember how to say it. Something like that. He sort of just goes into that, like, no, this can't be true. And when he looks back up, he just sees Deku, just just a fist flying towards him, and Stain, he gets punched, he gets knocked out, he's tied up and all that, and then Izuku says to Ida, you are the stupidest person ever. And then, and he just slams his foot in the ground, and you can feel this, like let's say 2 miles, like in a 2-mile radius, you can feel this. And 2 miles is actually pretty long. Is it? I don't remember. Yeah, no. And, like, people feel this, and they're like, whoa. And Ida's, like, really close, so he's like, he just starts stuttering. He passes out, And, they, like, Todoroki just comes up, because I'm saying this was a lot faster than in canon. He sees, Izuku, Momo, Ida, who was it? Who was Native? I couldn't remember the name. They just, Native's passed out, Ida's passed out, Momo's just standing there like, whoa. And then Deku just has the hero killer on his shoulder, and he says to Todoroki, and Todoroki says yes, call an ambulance. And then, like, pro heroes show up and stuff. And they see that the hero killer is just on Izuku's shoulder, and they actually, like, they don't reward him, but the media, they praise him, and he says, no, this is all my girlfriend. If she didn't choose the agency that I'm at right now, Ryuk's agency, the Dragon Hero, I wouldn't have been able to take down the hero killer. The hero killer would be still on a rampage, like, days after. So yeah, yeah, Momo gets a little bit of the credit. Deku just does this because he saw her like somewhat pouting. He goes to kiss her. He does. And, like, it's the next day. The police officers, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And Deku says, the police officer just scolds him. no, not it doesn't scold him. He does sort of the same speech that he did in canon, and Deku says, "Ryu told me that I can use my quirk out in public. I mean, what's the big deal? Like, she said that I could use it to go save people. That's what I did, and I took down the hero killer." And they can't argue with that, because she did actually say that I told him to go save people. Like, I know he's strong. He's really strong. Just from that slash, he's really strong. So I would just trust him. Go, you know, the media catches wind of this. You know, they do a whole story on this. I'm saying that the media actually caught the fight. You know, some guy was just wasn't walking past, but you know, they just saw that and just started recording it, and they say this guy in a black armor, a guy in black armor with a sword on his back took down the hero killer. And you know, he's still wearing his costume. Like, even during this conversation, he's still wearing this costume. And you know, the media actually like go out and find him. They berate him, and then he's like, "If I answer your questions, will you leave me alone?" Like, he can't really deal with this today because he's like really tired after just being, you know, berated and stuff. And they say yes. Like, they actually like stuttered because, you know, he does this in like a serious tone. Because I'm saying it was also the next day. He was out on patrol on this, and he says to Ryuk and Momo, "You guys go on ahead of me. I have to deal with this." And you know, they get an interview. "Sir, may we have your name?" "Izuku Midoriya. Hero name Black Knight." What is it called? The Night Hero. And that's all for today, guys. Next part will be, what is it? The provisional license exam, or the final license exam, and then the provisional. I don't remember how it went. I don't remember the names. But yeah, no, that'll be next. See you guys. Bye. See you guys. Bye.